Hello, once again, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans, and welcome into the Morse High School baseball field as your Red Raiders are getting set to take on the Morse Tigers. Shaker Heights enters into today after winning their first game of the tournament against Francis Parker, that co-ed private high school out here as well in San Diego. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Southern California. Of course, Shaker made that 4-hour plane flight down to Phoenix. That was their layover. They took the hour flight right to San Diego on Saturday, and now here they are in their second game of the tournament facing off against the Tigers. Number 23 is going to be the starting pitcher for these Morse Tigers. We will see how he performs here today. For the Shaker Heights batting order, however, it's going to be the sophomore Nate Landever starting us off. He's going to be out in left field as well. He's replacing Cole Klein. He was in that position yesterday as well. Quentin Garnett stays where he is at the 2 spot. Tegan and Berglund the same at 3 and 4. Braden White coming in. He's the catcher today, as Quentin Garnett will move over to third. Braden White's at catcher. He's in the 5th spot in the batting order. CJ Landrum getting his first varsity start of the season. He's the designated hitter here today. Nemo Crosby, Brett Moore, and Aaron Neiman ending that 9-man batting order. So Nate Landever getting his first varsity start, and he's in the leadoff position, number 21. He's taking his swings now, trying to time up this pitcher as he's taking his warm-up pitches currently on the mound. And Shaker is, they're coming in after that 7-5 victory yesterday. It was against Francis Parker. And at first, they were up 7-1 at one point, and it kind of got away from him for a little bit there, but they were able to close it out with the courtesy of Cole Klein's performance. He was able to close it out, get those final 4 outs as he came in late in the 6th inning. Starting off the game was Casey Robinson. He came in, he threw 97 pitches, 60 of which were strikes, and he pitched a phenomenal game. The sophomore had himself probably his best game so far through his high school career. Nate Landever, the lefty, steps into the left-handed hitter's box. Morse, their infield, coming into the mound, talking things over with their pitcher before they get started. The catcher standing behind home plate. He is set to catch those balls and strikes here this afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the game from San Diego, California, number 2-3, with the opening kick and pitch. And the first pitch cut on and fouled over to the left side. The Tiger over at third tried to play it, but it just got away from him over the fence and over near that that football field behind home plate. Keep in mind on the on-deck circle, Quentin Garnett, he had a couple RBIs in yesterday's affair. Nate Landever takes a swing and a miss, and that'll move us to an 0-2 count. No one away. We're just getting started in the top of the first. The next offering to Landever is on its way. This time it's outside. Pitcher trying to get him to chase. And the next offering upstairs and away one more time, trying to get him to chase. Once again, nothing doing. We'll see. Will Nate Landever give in? He's now even the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one away in the top of the first. And once again, he's going to throw the pitch outside off the plate. Nate Landever with a lot of patience here in this at-bat. You'll love to see him battle in his very first at-bat on the varsity squad. And the next coming his way, he'll take the swing, but it's missed. Strike number 3 on the payoff pitch. Good at bat, however, from the sophomore, and that'll bring up the catcher, Quentin Garnett, today the third baseman. Yesterday he was the catcher. Today, third baseman Quentin Garnett stepping into the right-handed batter's box. And the first pitch to him will be ruled a strike. A bit on that lower half of the strike zone. Quentin Garnett takes it, and he will take it for strike one. Next offering. He'll hang on this time around. It was a curveball, low and away. Won't find the strike zone. Quentin Garnett won't take the hack at it. We are now evened up, one apiece. The kick, the pitch, right back to Quentin Garnett. This is going to be a tapper to third. He'll scoop it up. He'll make the throw, and Quentin Garnett is out on the ground out. Will Tagan coming up now. He started off 0-2, but then he got that big double yesterday against Francis Parker. That really amped up his team with that big knock. He also celebrated with a push-up on second base. Bit of a surprising move, but he's just having fun out here. You got to give him the respect. There's a big hack. It'll go off to the right side of the first base line and foul ball. That's the first strike on him. He'll take a couple swings outside of the batter's box. We'll get a new baseball, as they needed a replacement one, of course. Marquez nods to the catcher, turns to his side. He lifts the leg. He'll throw the pitch, and it's fouled off to that left side backstop. The coach collecting the baseball, sending that back to the umpire. Marquez gets a different baseball, however. Will Tagan stepping into the near side of the batter's box. And he'll take the two-strike offering, and this one's cut on and down the third baseline and foul. Good, healthy hack from Will Tagan, number 8. He started off the football season as their punter. He left the team, however, to focus more on soccer, where he has been pretty phenomenal for that squad. Shaker Heights. Will Tagan with an 0-2 count with 2 away. The next pitch to him, and he'll hold off on the outside half of the plate. He thought it would move further away from him. It did not. Strike 3 is the call, the second strikeout for Marquez, and that will send him to the dugout, and it'll send the defense out to the field. We'll get our first look at Andrew Fogarty's pitching ability here in his senior year. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call from Southern California. Andrew Fogarty getting the start here today. And he enters in off of last season. He pitched over 5 innings. He had a 9.1 ERA through just about those 5 innings. Here's the first offering off the plate, a ball to start off his senior season on the mound. Yesterday he was out in right currently that is now occupied by Nemo Crosby. The next offering, that's down the strike zone, will get some contact over in left. Ranging under it is Nate Landever. He'll make the grab. And 2 pitches will take care of that first batter, number 7. So now the second man is going to be Marquez, the pitcher, here today. He's a righty, so he'll step in that right-handed batter's box. The first pitch cut on and fouled back into the cages. He'll start it off in a pitcher's count. Fogarty is in control of this at-bat from the beginning. Catching the balls and strikes for him today, Braden White. He's getting his first start of his junior season behind the dish. Yesterday, he was the designated hitter as Quentin Garnett got those reps behind the dish. Now Garnett moved over to third. Next offering, this one's fouled over to the right side near that Morse dugout. They will collect the baseball, send this back to the umpire. Or actually, they're just going to keep it over by that dugout for safekeeping until that umpire needs it. Fogarty still in control of this count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next offering cut on and missed. He'll get the strikeout on Marquez, and he'll head back to the dugout. And now there's 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Fogarty with a good start to his senior season, bopping his head to the walk-up music of Gonzalez, the first baseman coming up now. He's a lefty. And now a Delta flight soaring up above us. And as that happens, there's a base knock down the third baseline. Fair. Nate Landever needing to get there. Throws it into second. But Gonzalez is going to round first. He's not going to make his way to second. However, we've got a single for the first baseman. Horigi is now the batter, number 20. He'll take a big swing outside of the batter's box before he steps in. He's got a pencil bat. If you can see that on your camera, my goodness, what a design. And the first pitch to him, and he got out of the way. He thought it was inside. However, the umpire going to swing his hand to the right side. He rolls this one a strike. There's the man on first. That's Gonzalez. And now the 0-1 pitch. This one's cut on down the third base line. Quentin Garnett struggles on the transfer. Now he'll make the throw, and a good throw it is. It's on target. Will Berglund scoops it up, and that will be the end of the bottom of the first. We were held scoreless on both sides. 0-0 is your score. Fogarty made quick work of the offense, but so did Marquez. Marquez heads back out to the mound now, and we'll see what the Red Raiders can now try to do on offense. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 guys for Shaker. We'll tell you about them when we come back after this short break. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Owen. And now to the plate, it's going to be Will Berglund, and he had himself a game yesterday. The very first at-bat, he sent it down left field and away for the solo shot in the second. And then in the third, he came back up. He got a ground rule double. It one hopped over the fence. We'll see if he has that kind of success. He also walked as well, so he technically went 2 for 3, but in his plate appearances, he went 3 for 4. First pitch inside. Berglund leans out of the way of that first offering. Berglund technically rocking a 6.66 average, going 2 for 3. The next pitch to him, that will catch the strike zone. A good pitch. Looked like it was curving inside to Berglund, but at the last second made its way down the middle. Berglund didn't take the hack at it. We're evened up. One apiece. Nobody out here in the top of the second. And now this next pitch, that's going to run in and nail him. It'll just get him above the 9 on the back of his number 19 jersey. Didn't exactly hit him hard. He's going to jog his way over to first. And now Marquez has that leadoff man on. He's got to think about him now. In the top of the second now, Shaker has an opportunity to strike early. Braden White, the designated hitter yesterday, today the catcher in the right-handed batter's box. Berglund takes a healthy lead from first. No check on him. The first throw is off the plate. Ball number 1 to Braden White. Braden White, he's got a couple home runs to his name all last season. This season, of course, a very new season. Here, a throw to first. Berglund back in, head first. But Braden White, he had a few of those home runs last year. We'll see if he can get a couple in this tournament, perhaps. And now another throw to first. Did he get him? Looked like he did. And Berglund is out on the pickoff throw. First base coach Welsh not exactly thrilled with the call. He begs to differ, but the umpire saw what he saw, and so he's going to make that call. Here's the next offering to Braden White. And that'll work its way in for a strike. This pitcher, Marquez, clearly liking that pitch. It looks as though it's going to run in on you, but instead makes that curve right in the middle of the strike zone. Here's a fastball. Braden White will get the contact, foul it off over to that left side dugout. That's Morse's dugout. Marquez with his 20th pitch. Now on its way on a 1-2 count with 1 away. And Braden White just held his swing. It'll go for a ball, evening the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Now the 2-2. And he's going to roll this one a strike. That's strike number 3. And the catcher thought that was out number 3. He was making his way to the dugout. However, the infield needed to tell him, oh, don't go just yet. We've still got C.J. Landrum up at the plate. He's the designated hitter here today. If he's out in the field, he will be a first baseman mainly. Or at least that's where he takes the majority of the practice reps out on the field. First offering to him. He loves that pitch, doesn't he? Right back into the middle of the strike zone. C.J. Landrum holds off. 0-1 is your count. 2 outs. Next pitch. Upstairs and outside. That's a good take for the big man, C.J. Landrum. Along with Will Berglund, they were both on the O-line on the football team this season. That means they are big guys, and they've got some power behind the bat. We'll see what damage Landrum can do here today. 1-1 pitch, down low. Hit off the bottom of the plate. Off the top of home plate. Luckily, the catcher, Aguigui, was able to recover, number 19. The 2-1 offering, making its way to Landrum now. Low and away, ball number 3. Now we are in a strong hitter's count. Doesn't have to protect himself here. 3 balls, 1 strike. Will he take it here after 2 straight balls have been thrown by Marquez? The next pitch. Ooh, looked off the plate. The umpire doesn't agree. He'll say that one just caught the outside half. CJ Landrum steps back in. It's now going to be a payoff pitch. Count it down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The kick, the pitch from Marquez. He's going to take this one, a called strike 3 on the inside half that time. Marquez likes to diversify his pitches all throughout the strike zone. Landrum heads to the dugout, and he will take a seat, but the rest of his team will head out on to the field now. Andrew Fogarty had a great first inning. He'll be bopping his head now to the warm-up music. He'll fist bump Brett Moore as he makes his way to his shortstop position. We will be right back for the call of the top, or excuse me, for the bottom of the second. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We're still scoreless through those first 3 half innings. Miguel Aguirre is back up. The first pitch to him, foul tip off the top of the bat into the glove of Braden White. Aguirre, that catcher, he's been doing great behind the dish so far. He's got that pencil bat in hand. I can't blame him. That pencil bat must be very popular with the high school students. And why not? That is a nice design. 1 ball, 1 strike on Aguigui after that last pitch was down low. Now the pitch this time around, that will go for a strike. Braden White loses it in the dirt, but it's only due to a drop. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Aguigui. Nobody out as we're just beginning the bottom of the second. This time, we're going to get the pitch outside. Surprised he didn't swing at that one. That was a good pitch, leading to the outside half of the plate. Pencil bat in hand. It's now 2-2. And that pitch, oh my goodness, we needed to get out of the way of that one. That was dangerous. But Fogarty had some room to work with. It'll move to a payoff pitch upcoming as now we've got the full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no one out in the bottom of the second. 0-0 is your score. The offering cut on, and this one's heading into right field. Nemo Crosby hesitated at first. Now he's going to move forward, making the catch above him. And that is out number 1. Now the center fielder, Davidson, will make his way to the right-handed batter's box. Fogarty with his 16th pitch. Coming in just a moment. The second umpire is now making his way onto the field. Fogarty is now going to just play catch with some of his infielders, keep himself warm. On the infield over at first, it's Will Berglund. At second, it's Aaron Neiman. Shortstop occupied by Brett Moore. Nothing new there. And over at third, Quentin Garnett. From left to right in the outfield, it's Nate Landever, Will Tagan, of course, and Nemo Crosby out there in right. As we mentioned behind the dish, it's Braden White. 16th pitch is on its way after the brief delay there. And there is a swinging strike, number 1. And he is quick between his pitches. That time he'll lay off, evening the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's 1 out as well in the bottom of the second of a scoreless game. Next pitch. This one's cut on. This one's heading deep into left center. Will Tagan gets under it. He'll make the grab. Out 2. 2 flyouts. Andrew Fogarty will take it, as now he's got to deal with the 7th man in the batting order in the form of the left fielder, Simmons. All 3 outfielders for this Morse squad are outfielders. It goes 6, 7, 8. The center fielder, left fielder, then right fielder. The first pitch will go for a ball. Two outs. Bottom of the second, a 1-0 count. The pitch inside. And that time, Simmons needed to get out of the way for his own safety. 2 balls, no strikes. 21st pitch on its way. And this one will make its way through Brett Moore. He tried to make the diving play, but it was just out of reach. Will Tagan will send it in back to Brett Moore. He has got the 2-out rally single. Good work by Simmons. Fogarty's now got that man on first to think about. Sanchez, the right fielder now, is up to the plate. It'll be Fogarty's 22nd pitch to the man in the right-handed hitter's box. And that was right down the middle. This one's popped up on the infield. Berglund calling everyone off. He makes the grab. Good defensive work that time by Berglund. Just a routine infield play. And that will be the end of the bottom of the second. So we're through 2. No score just yet, as both pitchers have done their work and they have done it well. Fogarty will be back up for the bottom of the third, but now we have Marquez returning to the mound now for Morse. And due up for Shaker, it's going to be the bottom of the order. 7, 8, 9, Crosby, Moore, and Neiman. We will be right back for the call of the top of the third. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here from San Diego. Six up, 6 down for the Red Raiders, and it's going to bring up the 7th man, Nemo Crosby, getting his first regular season varsity start for the Red Raiders. He's in the right-handed batter's box. The green bat on his shoulders. And the first pitch to him, down low, Nemo Crosby held off. At least it looked like at first, but now the umpire going to say he went. So there's strike 1 on what was a surprising ruling from that first base umpire. Next pitch to him, big swing. However, not able to make any contact. Strike 2 to Nemo Crosby. That was the 29th pitch from Marquez. Number 23 in the 30th is on its way now. That time outside, trying to get Crosby to chase. He knows better than to do that. The right fielder here today, Nemo Crosby, he is taking the space that Fogarty occupied yesterday, and obviously now that he's the pitcher, not able to play both spots. Nemo Crosby takes the swinging strike that time. He is out, So now 7 up, 7 down for the Red Raiders, and Brett Moore is looking to change that now. He's wearing number 1 on the back of his jersey. In the right-handed batter's box, he is the shortstop here today. And the pitch to him. That'll be outside, off the plate. One of a few players who kept their position the same as yesterday. And once again, the pitch off the plate, a ball. That's number 2. 2-0 pitch coming its way in a moment. Yesterday, Brett Moore went 1 for 2 with 2 runs and 1 RBI. He walked and struck out as well. Here's the pitch on the outside part of the plate once more. It will not catch the strike zone once more. There's another ball. Ball 3. 0 strikes on Brett Moore. Can't imagine he'll be taking a cut at this next offering. So we'll see what Marquez tries to do. Will he play it safe? Just try to pound it into the center of the strike zone. The kick, the pitch, we're going to find out now. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's just going to lay this one in. Brett Moore won't take the hack at it. Strike 1 on him. There's 1 away off of Nemo Crosby's strikeout. Next offering, Brett Moore's going to take the swing over at shortstop. It's handled. The throw on to first. It's in time. Brett Moore grounds out for out number 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Next guy up is going to be the freshman, Aaron Neiman. He's playing second here today, getting his very first varsity start. Let's see what he can do. Not much to talk about him when you don't have any stats on the kid. The first to him, he'll take, looked a bit low, but the umpire rules this one a strike with the point of his right hand. 2 away here for Aaron Neiman. The next offering for Marquez is going to be, ooh, it looked outside. The umpire doesn't agree. It's going to be strike 2 on Aaron Neiman. 0-2. Now Neiman has to protect. Next one to him. He'll foul this one off to the left side. He's staying alive. That's what you can respect from the freshman in the dish. He's a lefty, keep in mind. Not something that we commonly see from a lot of high schoolers, especially Francis Parker yesterday. The next pitch going to be cut on. This time it's fouled back into the cage to that left side once more. Neiman taking one practice swing out of the batter's box, and now another. And now he'll tap home plate as he steps in. A tall guy with a nice batting stance and a red-orange bat in his hands. The 0-2 once more. That time down low. Couldn't reach home plate. It's never fun for a pitcher when you got a man that can battle off as well as Neiman is here. Regardless of the outcome, this is a good AB. That time inside once more. Neiman holds off. That'll even us up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. 0-0 is your score. The freshman really doing well at his first AB on the varsity team. The kick, the pitch once more for Marquez. This one's, he's able to get some contact. It'll be fouled off his left leg. And once again, he is fighting. I believe this is the 8th or 9th pitch of the AB. And that's outside off the plate, a little bit elevated as well. And my goodness, how about this? What an AB from the kid. 45th pitch from Marquez will be on its way to the freshman, Aaron Neiman. Fouled off once more, and why not? Into the football field area behind home plate. My goodness. Next pitch. This one's right to the 3rd baseman. Hale snag it. And Aaron Neiman, though he had a great at-bat, it will be an out to conclude the top of the 3rd. 9 up, 9 down for the Red Raiders. Good work by Marquez. But now it's Andrew Fogarty swaying to the music now, and we will talk to you more about him and his performance so far. In the debut of his senior year, he's doing really well. We'll see if he can just keep it up. As he warms up, we're going to take a break. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call in San Diego, California. Fogarty back on the mound, looking to keep this up. He's keeping this one scoreless for Morse. This is going to be a tapper up to shortstop. Good scoop from Brett Moore. Will he beat it out? He will. Very delayed call from the first base umpire. Not much more Brett Moore could have done. It was a good play, a good scoop. And a quick single, infield single, for the Morse Tigers. So, we're back to, I believe, the top of the order. Strike one on him. It's to number 7 in the left-handed batter's box. And now Braden White having a bit of an equipment issue where they have new catcher's equipment this season. Not exactly sure how that works. Not exactly a techie person myself, but we're aware it's going to help the communication between pitcher and catcher. And the next pitch to him, he was looking for a bunt up high. It'll be a strike. And now back to first goes Braden White. He is out over at first. He thought the bunt was going to work out, so a big lead from Munoz over at first. But now it looks as though he's heading back to first. Will Berglund dropped it from Braden White's throw. That is unfortunate. Coach is arguing he was on the transfer. The umpire doesn't agree with him. And so he will stick with his spot as the runner at first. Here's a pickoff attempt from Fogarty. Berglund catches it, throws it right back where it came from. Munoz over at first. He'll take a hefty lead. The left-handed hitter, Leyva. Two strikes on him. This time he'll pop it up onto shallow outfield. Tagan ranging in on the run. He'll make the catch. Good work by the center fielder that time. So there's out number 1. Double play is in order if they want to wrap up this bottom of the third quickly. And now up next is going to be that pitcher Marquez. He's been doing great on the mound, but in his first time hitting, he did strike out. First pitch to him, cut on. This one's driven to left field. Nate Landever didn't read it right. He was ranging in at first. Now he's got to go all the way back to the warning track. Here's the throw in to Brett Moore. Moore sends it in to the infield. He was the cutoff man. Quentin Garnett with a hop catches it out of the air. No advance was made to home. And now Morse has a man in third and second. Braden White was ready at home plate if there was a throw made to him, but nothing was done. So now we've got a man in the left-handed hitter's box with 2 men in scoring position. Munoz over at third and Marquez at second. Those are the 2 runners with 1 away in the bottom of the third. Great opportunity to score here if you're those Morse Tigers defending your home territory. And now we'll get time called. Gonzalez adjusts his helmet, steps back into the left-handed batter's box. A very tall batting stance And that pitch goes to the backstop. Braden White plays it quickly. It took a nice bounce off the backstop. And you can hear it make contact with the backstop from a mile away. A loud boom whenever that baseball hits it. Gonzalez. He has one ball on the count, no strikes, and a 1 out, bottom of the third. The pitch from Fogarty, that's outside and elevated once more. It's ball number 2. Runner on third, runner on second. First is empty, so no force is in play here. Number 15 with the bat on his left shoulder. He'll take a healthy hack. It's down the first base line. Foul off to that right side. There's a big strike one. Fogarty needed it. It wasn't exactly a typical strike one. It was fouled off. But yeah, he's going to take that to go to his count. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 away in the bottom of the third. 2 men in scoring position. This one's popped up to Will Tagan in center. He'll make the catch, tagging up to home. Berglund makes the catch, and now trying to go back to second. Was he out? Fogarty is saying something over at third, and I suppose he didn't tag up correctly. And they get the out at third. No score is made. 0-0 is your score, and a surprising end to the bottom of the third. Fogarty was arguing something to the umpire, or was, I suppose, yelling to the infield that, hey, the umpire is saying he didn't tag up correctly, so they send it right back to third. Munoz is out. 0-0 is your score at the end of the third. Didn't exactly end in a usual way, but there you go. Marquez back to the hill. He's been having a great start to the game. 9 up, 9 down. Let's see if he can keep it going, or if Shaker's offense can get something done and be the first to strike on the road. They're over 2,000 miles away from home base. We'll see. They were able to beat Francis Parker 7-5. Can they keep it going and maybe build a little bit of a winning streak out here in California? Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We'll tell you all about it for the for the 4th inning of play. Nate Landever gets the pep talk from head coach Stephen English. Now he'll make his way over as the third base coach to the left side. First offering to Nate Landever, cut on and missed for strike 1 on the sophomore. Making his first varsity start in the leadoff position, surprisingly enough. He's 0 for 1 along with the rest of the team. Next pitch, down low, a ball. Through the first time through the order, 9 up, 9 down, 5 strikeouts to Shaker Heights, and obviously they're looking to change that up. Marquez just really rolling out there on the mound. However, that pitch upstairs, Nate Landover with a good take. That's 2 balls to him now. 1 strike, he's in a hitter's count. No outs here in the top of the 4th. Shaker with the opportunity to get their score first. The 50th pitch from Marquez on its way now, cut on and missed from Nate Landever. We're back to even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now he's got to protect with the 2 strikes on him. On deck, Quentin Garnett. Behind him, also due up, is the third man, Will Tagan. This one fouled back into the backstop, frightening the photographer behind the backstop, but she seems to be all right. Shaker yet to get a hit here in the ball game. Nate Landover with the opportunity to change that here. The offering to him down low. And now we're at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Nate Landover. He's 0 for 1 so far. And the payoff pitch to him. Cut on, this one's going to center field. Some good height on it, but the center fielder ranges over to his right. He'll make the grab, out number 1 in the top of the 4th. That'll bring up the third baseman. He was the catcher yesterday, but today he's handling the duties at third base. Quentin Garnett, number 6 in the right-handed hitter's box. On deck would be Will Tagan as well. Shaker yet to get a hit. They did get that hit by pitch as Will Berglund made his way to first. He got picked off, however. Here's a good hit to Quentin Garnett, making its way into left center. There's a base knock, the first hit for the Red Raiders. He rounds first, making his way to second. He'll be in with a sliding double. Quentin Garnett enters into scoring position with 1 out, and that'll bring up Will Tagan. And you know this is a great spot for Will Tagan to be in here. Great contact from Quentin Garnett. It soared right between the center fielder Davison and Simmons out in left. And now Will Tagan with the opportunity to get the first knock, or the first RBI of this game. Here in the top of the 4th. First offering to him off the plate. Garnett was debating whether to advance over to third. He'll go against it, however. He'll stick over at second. Don't want to play it too risky when you're in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away in the top of the 4th. Man on second is Quentin Garnett, the third baseman in today's game. Next offering to Will Tagan, down low and away. Ball 2. If you're Marquez, wouldn't exactly be the worst thing in the world to walk Will Tagan, so then you get a force at any base but home. But at the same time, Will Berglund, who's on deck, he had such a great game yesterday that neither option is safe. Here's Quentin Garnett with a slide in, and they call him out. My goodness. 2 pickoffs have been successful for Morse already, and Quentin Garnett needs to make that shameful walk back to the dugout. Will Tagan with some big swings outside of the batter's box. 2 balls on him, no strikes, with 1 away in the top of the 4th, or 2 away now in the top of the 4th. The kick, the pitch to Tagan, inside, ball 3. Three balls, no strikes to Will Tagan. The 58th pitch from Marquez on its way, and that's a walk for Will Tagan, ball 4, and he'll jog his way over to first, and that'll bring up Will Berglund. Berglund, again, he had such an incredible game yesterday with that solo shot to left. He had a ground rule double to that same spot in left field, and then he had a walk. There was no stopping Will Berglund on the offensive yesterday. We'll see if he can keep that up, perhaps get an RBI if Will Tagan can sprint around the bases quick enough. 0-0, still your score. These pitchers have been phenomenal so far. Marquez has had to deal with 3 base runners. However, the first 2, they were picked off. The third one taking his lead right now from first. Will Tagan is a threat to steal. Here he's not going to, but he'll extend his lead as the pitch is on its way. Called strike to Will Berglund. Tagan continuing and extending his lead from first. Marquez checks him over at first. Not going to make a throw. Here's the pitch. Tagan steals. The throw on the second. It's off target. It'll make its way into center field. Tagan actually going to go to third now. And trouble with the transfer. Tagan decided not to go home, but he almost had the chance. So from corner to corner we go. First to third goes Will Tagan, and Will Berglund now with a really good RBI opportunity. However, they're down to their last strike in the top of the 4th. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, with now the man on third. The next offering to Berglund. That's upstairs. Catcher tried to move it down to get that strike call, but the umpire knows what he's doing. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Berglund. That was the 65th pitch, I do believe. Next pitch to Berglund, a big swing and miss. It's in the dirt. Berglund tried to make his way over to first, but he's tagged before he can get there. Tagan left on third, and we're already halfway through this one. Fogarty will make his way back to the mound. He has been successful, but so has the other guy. So 0-0 is your score. As we enter into the bottom of the fourth, we'll see if Fogarty can keep it up. Maybe Morse can finally take the first lead of the ball game. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We will be back after the warm-up pitches from Andrew Fogarty. Fogarty back up on the hill. He is keeping this a scoreless game. He looks to continue that moving forward. We're through 3.5. And Fogarty just having fun, banging his head to the music here at this Morse High School baseball field. The first pitch, cut on. This one's lined into right. That'll get down for a base knock. A single for number 20. Good hit that time from number 20, the third baseman. And now Aguigui is up. Aguigui. He's got the 33rd pitch coming his way. Here's a bunt attempt. Fogarty is going to make the play to first. Berglund is there. Easy out. That will advance, however, the runner from first over to second. They've got a man in scoring position now with one away. Fogarty with a man at second he's got to think about. There's one away here in the bottom of the fourth in what has been a scoreless affair. That pitch way upstairs. Here's the advance from second to third, and he will be in there easy. No throw from Braden White as it made its way to the backstop. And now you got a man deeper in scoring position over at third. Next pitch. And that was a high floater up to the top part of the strike zone. Fogarty trying to amp up his dugout. He needs some momentum if he's going to stay out there on the hill. Next pitch from Fogarty. Once again upstairs, Braden White stands up as he makes the catch. Sends it back to Fogarty. Still a scoreless game, one away. The next pitch upstairs once more. A walk to Davison. And now head coach Stephen English going to go and talk things over with the man on the mound. Runners are at the corners with only one away. Double play is in order. Just not exactly a typical thing you'll see in high school ball. 4 hits for Morse so far, 1 for Shaker, 1 error per side. Fogarty clearly more of a contact out guy. Only one strikeout so far, but that's not exactly a bad thing. You see that from people in high school a lot, but primarily you'll see that a lot in the major leagues as well. Not exactly big strikeout guys, but they'll get those groundouts. They'll get the flyouts. They'll get the pop outs, all of the above. And so Fogarty could really use that kind of situation right now. Again, a double play would be phenomenal right now. One away, runners at the corners in the bottom of the fourth inning. Fogarty with his 38th pitch, making its way to Braden White in one moment here. A very orange bat on the shoulders of Simmons, the batter. Now we get time called. Not exactly sure who called it. Fogarty shrugging his shoulders. Not sure he knew exactly either. Simmons back in the right-handed batter's box. Runners at the corners, Davison and Huregi. And here's a stealing attempt over to second. They'll make the throw. Surprisingly enough, Fogarty didn't want him to make that throw, as if that got away, the man over at third could easily make his way home. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 away. We'll see what happens here. Simmons is 1 for 1, looking to go 2 for 2 with an RBI knock here. 1 ball, no strike with 1 away, the bottom of the fourth. Fogarty needs a good performance here in the bottom of the fourth to keep this one scoreless. The kick, the pitch from him here. Inside, off the plate, ball 2. Runners at second and third. Still the pitch. This one's cut on. Up the middle and through to center field. Tegan scoops it up. That'll score 2 from second and third. RBI single for the man at the plate, Simmons. Two men score on the RBI knock. That'll bring up Sanchez. And now Fogarty just needs to pay attention to the guy over at first. No one's in scoring position now. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. Sanchez almost tried to take a hack at it, but he thought better at the very end. He held off. And we've got ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 away. Here's the next pitch. That time once again upstairs. He's got a shorter strike zone, this umpire. But it's just about adjusting to that strike zone that makes you a well-rounded pitcher. And Fogarty can do that here on his 42nd pitch. 2 balls, no strikes now. Or excuse me, this is going to be his 43rd. Once again, we get a time called. Once again, not sure exactly who called it. One man on first, that's Simmons. The pitch to Sanchez. That time it'll catch the strike zone. There we go. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man on first. 2-0 score now, as Morse just got that 2 RBI single moments ago. Shaker needs their offense to get clicking in the final innings. That pitch upstairs once more, ball 3. With a southwest plane flying above, we are set for Fogarty's 45th. Here it is. Upstairs, it'll run in and nail him on the shoulder. So he'll make his way to first. Simmons makes his way to second. Once again, a runner in scoring position. Still 1 out. It's been that way for a minute. And Fogarty just needs to get into that groove that he was in for those first 3 innings, because he was doing great. 2-0 your score. Morse already has had 2 come across in this inning. That pitch, my goodness, what a short strike zone. That time a little bit low. And they'll call this one ball 1. 1-0 the count. The next offering to Munoz. That should catch the strike zone, and indeed it will. Right down the middle. No swing was made. 1-1. We're even in the count with one away. Two men on, one at first, one at second. It's Sanchez and it's Simmons with Munoz at the plate in the bottom of the fourth inning. The pitch. That time it'll get away to the backstop. Braden White not going to be able to make a throw. A double steal. The man at second goes to third. The man at first goes to second. Two balls, one strike. Fogarty nods to the catcher, Braden White. He'll make the kick. He'll make the pitch. There's strike two. Evening it up. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Munoz is 1 for 1. It's Fogarty's job to make it 1 for 2. And that time it's upstairs. We'll work our way to a payoff pitch. Count it down with me. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 men on in that scoring position. The pitch. That time, right down the middle, the baseball will get stuck up into the fencing. We'll get the replacement baseball to Andrew Fogarty. They'll need to get that one out before the top of the 5th. But we got to get there first. Another payoff pitch. Cut on. This one over the head of Brett Moore into left center. Once again, Will Tagan scoops it up. He'll make the throw. Berglund with it, and he won't make the throw home. 2 more come in to score on another 2 RBI single. A 4-run fourth for Morse. Now it'll bring up Leyva, 0 for 2. As we return to the top of the order, here's the shortstop. Fogarty still only with 1 strikeout. Again, as mentioned, he's more of a contact out guy. Now we've got time. And now the umpire gets back in position. So does the batter. The catcher, Braden White, was there all along. Man at first is Munoz. Leyva, the batter. First pitch to him, upstairs, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Next pitch, down low, another ball. From too high to too low. Just has to find the middle. .54 pitches for Fogarty. The 55th will be on its way now to Leyva, the left-handed hitter. And that time it will catch the strike zone on the outside half. Good pitch location that time around. Trying to send it away from Leyva. Can he do it again? This time he'll make the contact in the left center. Will anyone get there in time? They will not. Nate Landever with the throw to third. Brett Moore cuts this one off. Quentin Garnett will play it. And there we go, a double. Not an RBI, however. Munoz is not going around third. And we're back to where we've been twice already this inning with 2 men in scoring position with 1 away. The only difference is that scoreboard. 4-0 is your score. The Morse Tigers are leading it. Now the pitcher is back up, Marquez. Marquez has really been a difference maker on the mound for this Tiger squad. That time, the pitch is going to get away from Braden White. The umpire in the way of Braden White. He couldn't make his way there quick enough. And now the throw on to Fogarty too late. And there's run number 5. The man from second moved to third. That's Leyva, who just had that big double moments ago. An unfortunate wild pitch from Fogarty brings in that 5th run. 5-0 is your score. Marquez is 0 for 2. However, he's been lethal on the mound, keeping it scoreless. Shaker's offense hasn't really been able to figure them out yet. After time is called and the time is taken, we are set for the next offering for Fogarty, and that'll run in and get him in his left arm. And so now runners will be at the corners. One man on first, one man on third. Marquez on first, Leyva on third. RBI opportunity for the big man Gonzalez. Still one away. And struggling was Braden White on the transfer. Couldn't make the throw out to second. Diving in for the steal on first to second was Marquez. So once again, we'll do it again. Runners at second and third with one out. That pitch didn't get away from Braden White. Great play that time by Braden White, moving over to his left, snagging that one just before it got to the backstop. You could tell that runner over at third was ready to advance home if he had the opportunity. There's a pitch. It'll be across the letters of those Morse jerseys. Some lovely jerseys they are. Blue uniforms with yellow pinstripes. Not exactly a typical high school uniform. They're a bit more standard than that typically, but you never know what's going on in California. Brett Moore going to make the throw on to first. They will get the RBI, and they will get the advance of the runner from second to third. But there is out number 2 as Brett Moore makes the throw on to Will Berglund. With this fourth inning, Shaker's going to need those bats to really get clicking in the final 3 innings. The question is just, can they? Marquez has really quieted this Shaker offense here today, but we know Shaker's offense can get it done. Yesterday they won 7-6 against Francis Parker, and if they get 7 runs, they would be winning. That last pitch fouled away to the left side. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. 2 away in the bottom of the 4th. The next pitch. This one's fouled up. Fans needing to keep their heads up. However, it's going to be over the fence, and that'll roll down the hill behind us. 0 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, number 20. 2 outs. Can they limit the damage more than it's already been done? There's ball 1. That one a bit upstairs. Braden White has to get away from him, but he will get back to it. He's not letting the 7th run come in. And so it's still a pitcher's count, but now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch. This one's fouled off of his leg. And so we'll have a 1-2 pitch once more. 6-0 is your score. Morse had a 6-run 4th inning, and that 4th inning is still going on. The runner over at third is Marquez. The next pitch. This one's fouled back over to the right side once more. Down the hill once more. Marquez takes his lead from third. He would be the 7th run if he gets home. Andrew Fogarty with the kick to pitch. And Braden White keep it in front of him with a good defensive effort behind the dish. However, it will be ball 2. And a lot of 2s up on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Six nothing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners over at third. We'll get time called once more. We're getting some equipment management from Braden White. Now he's back into position. Fogarty with the opportunity to strike this man out on a 2-strike pitch. Here we go. Inside, ball 3. Full count with 2 outs. Fogarty just trying to limit the damage. Already 6 runs have come across. The 7th one standing on third. This pitch inside. Oh, it looked inside. And number 20 was ready to throw his bat to the dugout and jog his way to first. The umpire says no thank you. Strike 3 is called. That will conclude the 4th. It was a rough one for the Red Raider side on defense. And as the umpire is just trying to get that baseball unstuck from the fencing, and as Shaker is now going to talk things over, they know they have to get those bats clicking now in the final 3 innings. We've still got the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. We're through 4. 6-0 is now your score. Morse leads it here at their home field. We'll be right back. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the final 3 innings of the ballgame. Braden White, the catcher here today, will lead us off for the top of the 5th. He's the catcher today, was the designated hitter yesterday. As mentioned, him and Quentin Garnett share that spot quite a lot. Quentin Garnett is third baseman today. Sam Luther was it yesterday. A lot of shifting around. Same thing as we saw in the Arizona tournament last year. Shaker Heights played around a little bit with their lineups, tried to see what worked early out here in California. Here, this one's popped up in the outfield. The fly out catch is made by the center fielder, and that is a quick out, number 1. That'll bring up the big man, C.J. Landrum. He's a football O-lineman on the football team. You know he's got some power behind him, but so far, he is 0 for 1 with the strikeout to his name. Designated hitter here today, typically a first baseman if you see him out on the field. And the first pitch to him in this AB, big swing, big miss. And that'll open up his at-bat. Last year he did make an at-bat in the playoff game against North Olmsted in that OHSAA tournament. Here's a good hack. It'll get through the glove of number 20 over at third. C.J. Landrum going around first, but he'll hold up there. There's a good hit from C.J. Landrum. Only the second Shaker hit of the ball game, and maybe this can get Shaker moving on offense. They need that kind of momentum right now. They're down by 6 runs. 6-0 is your score. Nemo Crosby is now up. He was the right fielder in today's game. He had the day off yesterday. He also struck out his first time up. This one fouled back into the cage, right in front of your camera. C.J. Landrum going to take his lead. Oh, 0-1 the count to Nemo Crosby. Now the next pitch. Ooh, looked off the plate. The umpire rules that one a strike. 2 strikes to Nemo Crosby. Surprisingly enough, Crosby, you could tell, did not agree with that call. One away here in the top of the fifth. Next pitch to Crosby. Off the plate. That's a ball. C.J. Landrum, not the fastest guy, but here he goes for the stealing attempt. He'll get in there. He is safe. And his dugout is amped up. He's not the fastest guy on the team. So you know they get amped up when the big man gets the steal of second. There's a ball to Nemo Crosby. The next pitch will make his way there now. And there is strike three. Nemo Crosby watched that one come on the inside half of the strike zone. He'll make his way to the dugout. That's his second strikeout. We'll see how he performs his third time up. But for now, Brett Moore is up. He's in that 8th spot yesterday and today. He's the shortstop yesterday and today. Nothing really changing for number 1. I believe yesterday he was wearing number 18. Today it is number 1 on the white t-shirt jersey. C.J. Landrum over at second, 2 outs. 1 strike to Brett Moore in the top of the 5th. Swing and miss. That'll be the 2nd strike to Brett Moore. No balls to him. That was the 73rd pitch from Marquez. Marquez has really been having a day on the hill. The sun might be getting in his eyes a little bit, but here is the 74th. Off the plate. Good look from Brett Moore, holding his bat back. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brett Moore, 2 away, with a man on second in the form of C.J. Landrum. C.J. Landrum gonna run this one out. Brett Moore makes the contact. This one's sailing into left center, but the center fielder Davison is going to make the running grab. That's out number 3. Great defensive play by the man out there in center. Good contact from Brett Moore, just not able to get the base knock. And so now only 6 outs remain for Shaker to get something cooking on offense, and they are down by 6 as well. Back out on the mound is going to be Andrew Fogarty. We'll see how he performs after what was a shaky 4th inning performance. We'll tell you all about that and his day when we come right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here, calling over 2,000 miles away from home base. We'll be right back for the call of the bottom of the 5th. Ogigi back up to the right-handed batter's box. Fogarty back out on the hill after giving up 6 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Here, first hit. It'll get through Brett Moore. He tried to make the diving stop, but it'll make its way into shallow left field. Nate Lendever makes the play, though it did touch down, of course. And there is a no-out single to begin the bottom of the 5th. Next up is going to be the center fielder, Davison. He's made some great defensive plays out there in center here today. Let's see if he can capitalize at the plate, however. For the moment, he is 0 for 1, but he has walked as well. Man at first is Agigi. Here, the contact is made, but out of play, off to the left side. 2 strikes to him. Fogarty with his 75th. Coming its way now, and that time it'll be upstairs, trying to get him to chase on the upstairs ball. Taking the lead from first is Zagigi. He had that lead-off single to start this bottom of the fifth. There's a strike. Swinging strikeout, and the throw on to first will not be in time. He was trying to get a Gigi. Not paying attention, unfortunately for White. He was doing just that. He's back in on the dive. He's safe at first. One man on, one man out in the bottom of the fifth inning. Fogarty with the 76th pitch from him now. And this time it's going to get away from Braden White. He'll round second on the advance Agigi from first to second, but he's going to think better than to test Fogarty's throw over to Quentin Garnett. Simmons is 2 for 2, looking to make it 3 for 3. Fogarty obviously doesn't want that to happen. The ball in his hands. Can Shaker stay in striking distance with a knock like that? Not exactly. 13 going around first. Rounding third is Agigi. And he comes home to score 7-0 now with Morse on top. The man on second is Simmons. The man at the plate now is Sanchez. He has the opportunity to bring in another run if he gets a hefty knock, just like Simmons. He's 0 for 1, however. That pitch will catch the strike zone. Simmons is 3 for 3, or excuse me. Yes, he is 3 for 3. Sanchez, however, is 0 for 1 with a walk to his name. And the next pitch to him, a ball down low. An even count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 away, 1 man on in scoring position at second. 7-0 is your score in the bottom of the fifth. Fogarty checks the runner over at second. He won't make the throw. Just trying to intimidate Simmons a little bit. Fogarty with the next offering. This one's popped up on the infield. Who's under it? Looks like it's going to be Aaron Neiman. He makes the run and grab. No advance from second. Simmons will stay put. Neiman will give a little fist bump to Fogarty. And now there's 2 away in the bottom of the fifth. That guy still in scoring position. The batter coming up now is going to be Munoz, the second baseman. Now the first pitch to Munoz is going to be low. Ball 1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Still that 1 man on at second in a 7-run ball game. Andrew Fogarty just pitched his 80th, his 81st. Now on its way. This one's fouled up into the cage and actually over the netting. That's set up right above Braden White, the catcher. Not sure if there's much chance of getting that. I'm sure the umpire is going to try, however, when we move from the bottom of the fifth to the top of the sixth. However, we got to get there first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away. Here in the bottom of the fifth, that pitch, it's going to get away from Braden White at first. But he'll recover quickly. No advance is made from Simmons. Good work that time by Braden White. Munoz 2 for 2. With a knock here, he'll obviously go 3 for 3 and more than likely get an RBI. This one also away and off the plate and low. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Munoz with the bat held up high. And that time, a ball once more, low, ball 4. Munoz will take his spot over at first. His his day will remain 2 for 2, but add the walk to his statistics. Number 7, Leyva back up to the left-handed batter's box. RBI opportunity for him here, but there are two away. The 86th pitch from Fogarty will be inside on Leyva. The 1-0 pitch now. This is going to be popped up in the left center. They love that spot as hitters. Nate Landever is under it. He'll make the running grab. And 1 run is all the Tigers are going to get here in the bottom of the 5th. But Shaker's bats need to wake up now. They need to get 7 runs back to tie it up. And we'll see what damage they can do in the top of the 6th. But Marquez has really shut him down. We'll see if he can continue that moving forward. Pitching so far, he's pitched 75 with 45 strikes, only 30 balls. And we'll see if he can keep that up. We'll be right back after he gets his warm-up pitches. You never know, maybe he'll go the complete game. Or maybe Shaker can change the narrative, make him a little nervous, make him inconsistent. You never know. Shaker's still within striking distance, especially in high school baseball. Anything is possible. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We'll give you all the answers to your questions when we come back for the call at the top of the 6th. Neiman back into the left-handed batter's box. The first time he was up, he really fought in his at-bat. I believe it was around a 10-pitch at-bat. He fouled off plenty of pitches, worked it to a 3-ball count as well. And the first pitch to him was inside for another ball. And that time outside, changing up positions in the strike zone. This time, of course, it actually is in the strike zone. 1 strike, 1 ball to the freshman. A leadoff knock would go a long way here. It'll send it back to the top of the order where Nate Landever is on the on-deck circle. The 3rd pitch to Neiman. Did he go? He did not, says the first base coach. Or, excuse me, says the first base umpire. And the home crowd not exactly pleased with that call, but it's what he saw. 2 balls to Neiman now. Next pitch cut on. This one's upstairs. Took the hack at it anyway. He fouled it off just above the backstop. Nate Landever picks up the baseball from his on-deck circle. Sends it back the umpire's way. So, the 2-2 even offering. This one's cut on down the first base line. It'll end up foul over near that Red Raider dugout. Neiman really fighting in these at-bats. You just got to respect the freshman for this. He has had some incredible at-bats. Some incredible pitches that he has fouled off. This time it'll end up in play right to the 3rd baseman. He'll make the throw on target and in time. Neiman is out for out number 1 in the top of the 6th. We'll see who will be handed the rock as we enter into the bottom of the 6th. We got to get there first. Nate Landever entering into the left-handed batter's box. And we'll see what he can do with the golden bat in his hands. And I'm being serious. He's got a golden bat in his hands. An interesting design for him. However, we saw that interesting bat design from Morse, a pencil bat. It had the eraser as the tip of the bat. And the rest of it was that yellow look to it, and the green connecting the eraser and the actual wood of the pencil. This time, off the glove of the first baseman. Will Nate Landever beat it out? He will anyway. What a weird little play. It hit off the glove of the first baseman as it rolled his way. Flipped up into the second baseman's glove, but before the first baseman could get there in time, Nate Landever had already beaten it out. Bit of an odd infield single. Maybe they're going to rule that one as an error, but regardless, Nate Landever is safe over at first. And now here's the pickoff attempt. Landever is in safely. And they are going to rule this one as an error. 84th pitch from Marquez is making its way to Quentin Garnett right now. And it'll go for strike one to Garnett. Garnett 1 for 2. However, he did get picked off over at second later. And here, Nate Landever makes his way to second, but the pitcher caught him before he made a pitch. And so Landever is once again out. And my goodness, how many times has this happened? Base running has not been the strong suit for Shaker here today. They've had plenty of base runners, but it seems like each time they get picked off or they get caught like that. Here's the next pitch to Quentin Garnett. It'll find the strike zone. Strike 2, 0-2 is the count. There's 2 away now to Quentin Garnett. So Will Tagan might need to wait if Marquez is able to get this out to Garnett. Next pitch, cut on in the dirt. The throw on to first. Garnett made no move to make his way to first either way, and Marquez picks up another strikeout. And I believe that will be his 9th strikeout. As we enter in, or excuse me, that will be his 8th strikeout. As we now will head to the bottom of the 6th. We're going to get a different look on the mound. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, and I believe it's going to be Sam Luther on the mound. Thank you for tuning in. Here from San Diego, Shaker down by 7. Sam Luther trying to keep the hope alive as he's going to be throwing the balls and strikes when we come back. And to open up the bottom of the 6th, Marquez is back up to the right-handed batter's box. And as we all know, he has been lethal on the mound, but at the plate, he's 0 for 2. He does have a walk, however. And the first pitch is off the mark, ball 1. Sam Luther, now the pitcher in here today. Yesterday, he was the third baseman. It's going to be his first time pitching. And there we go, a knock into left center. Nate Landever running all the way back to the warning track, trying to make the triple happen, but there is no advance from second He's in with a lead-off double to start off the bottom of the 6th. 2 pitches, 2 bases taken for Marquez. It's going to be Gonzalez, the first baseman now coming up into the left-handed batter's box. The pitcher, Sam Luther. Obviously not an ideal situation for him. Only 2 pitches in. Now he's got to face the guy that's 1 for 3. There's a decent pitch, but just barely inside. 1-0 the count. No one away with a runner at second in the form of the pitcher, Marquez. There's this big swing and miss for Gonzalez that time around. A big strike for Sam Luther. He could really use that to get his confidence back. Maybe this is the start of a good groove for the junior. The kick, the pitch. This one's cut on. Sent into right field. That's got a lot of power behind it. Off the wall, making the play off the wall is Nemo Crosby, of course. The run will advance from second to third. 8-0 now is your score. Morse leads it. Gonzalez stands at first after he got that RBI deep single. And now the batter after Gonzalez is number 20, the third baseman. First pitch to him is a ball. Now the next offering, this one's sent up into center field. Got a lot of elevation on it. Will Tagan is under it. He'll make the catch. No advance is made from the runner at first. There's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th. Miguel Igigi back up now. He's got the pencil bat in hand. And now the first pitch to him, called strike 1. Good pitch location from the junior that time. That was his 8th pitch. Plane soaring above the baseball field. And the sun is trying to hide behind the trees. Not there yet, as the sun is most definitely in the pitcher's eyes. Hopefully the ball caps are going to help him out. Next pitch was fouled away. 2 strikes on Igigi. Gonzalez over at first. Berglund making sure if any throw comes to first, he's going to make the play on it. This one hit with a baseball bat and into shallow right field. And that pencil bat has really worked out well for this Morse squad. Perhaps it is a odd custom bat for Morse. You don't exactly see pencil bats every high school baseball game, but maybe it's just the luck that Morse needed, because now they are up 8-0, 1 away. Igigi at first, Gonzalez at second, Davison here in the right-handed batter's box. He's the center fielder. He's had a lot of work out there in center. And here's a swing up into right field. Crosby gets under it. No tag will be made from second. The throw is into Brett Moore. And he'll toss this one back to the pitcher, Sam Luther. The pitcher now, or excuse me, not the pitcher, the batter now will be Simmons, the left fielder. The kick, the pitch to him will be in the dirt. It'll get away from Braden White. No steal attempt will be made, much to the chagrin of the runner at first. He thought Gonzalez was going to make that move, but he didn't, and he'll stay right where he is. One ball, no strikes to him. That time it will catch the outside half of the strike zone. We're even 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 men on, 2 men out. 8-0 is your score. Morse leads it. They're protecting their home baseball field well. And now that time, up and in on number 13, Simmons. Had to get out of the way of that one, or at least he wanted to. You can't exactly blame him. Almost up and in on him. Simmons, 3 for 3 here today. Wearing number 13 on the back of his jersey, and though he doesn't have the pencil bat, it is a very bright orange bat that he has above his shoulder. This one's popped up. Is it playable in deep right field? Crosby gets under it, tried to make the play, but you don't exactly want to run head first into that metal fencing. And so he hit the brakes for a moment, just out of reach either way. And Crosby gets back into the position in right field. Three errors for Shaker on the defensive here today. Just a couple of mishaps, nothing major. Except for the wild pitch earlier. Here's a stealing attempt. Braden White wanted to make that throw on the third, but it doesn't matter anyway. The swing and miss. There's strike 3 and a strikeout for Sam Luther. And the damage is done here in the 6th. Only 1 run came across, but in all 8 runs have come across for the Morse Tigers. 8-0 is your score. Shaker's got 3 outs to do as much as they can to finish off this game. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We've got 1 more inning. Marquez back on the mound. We'll see if Shaker has finally figured them out as we enter in to the final little bit of the game. Here from San Diego, I'm Vaughn Ullum. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for tuning in. We're back in San Diego for the top of the 7th inning. 8-0 is your score. Colin Richard, the pinch hitter. We've got 3 pinch hitters for you in the top of the 7th. Colin Richard, the first, replacing Will Tagan. This one's fouled up into the cage above the catcher's head. It's going to be Colin Richard, then Casey Robinson and Andrew Burley. Colin Richard entered in yesterday as a pinch runner when Quentin Garnett had to get his catcher's gear on, but he did get that knock to put him on base, and so you don't exactly want to keep the game waiting. So typically it's just a rule in high school baseball. You are allowed to head back to the dugout and put on that gear so the game doesn't last forever. 2 strikes on Colin Richard now. This one low and away. This Richard family, an athletic one. Colin Richard currently playing baseball in the winter season, however. His brother Cole Richard, the starting defenseman as a freshman on the hockey team. This one, once again, away from the plate, leaving us up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marquez, that was his 90th pitch. The 91st will be on its way momentarily. Casey Robinson in the on-deck circle. He pitched the game yesterday. That pitch right down the middle, strike 3. No swing attempt was made. He'll exchange bats with Casey Robinson. Robinson, as mentioned, he started off as the pitcher yesterday. He pitched 97, and he pitched a good one. As a sophomore, he is really making a name for himself in the Shaker dugout. 97 pitches, 60 strikes, and the win on the game. 7-5 was their final yesterday. The first pitch off the plate, ball one. There's one away in the top of the seventh. Shaker with only 2 hits. They also got beat out in hits yesterday as well, but they were able to secure the victory. The hit count yesterday against Francis Parker in those Lancers was 7-6, and Parker did lead 7-6. Next pitch to Casey Robinson, low, ball, number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The top of the 7th, no one on. Andrew Burley in the on-deck circle. Hopefully he won't be the last guy to step into the box. Casey Robinson, the lefty, takes a swing, fouls this one off behind him. The sophomore working with an even count with 1 out in an 8-run ball game. The kick, the pitch outside, trying to get Casey Robinson to chase, but he didn't bite. Full count. We can count this one down. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The slow kick and the pitch once more. Casey Robinson swings through this one, but it'll end up in the catcher's mitt. Strike 3. And Casey Robinson heads to the dugout. There's strikeout number 10 for Marquez. And he is 1 out away from pitching the complete game. Shutout as well. He's got the same exact stats right now as Casey Robinson did in his performance yesterday. 97 pitches, 60 strikes. Of course, now 98 pitches, 60 strikes, as that one was off the plate for a ball. Andrew Burley in now. He has not played in either of these games just yet, but they're through the third baseman. It's a single for Andrew Burley. He'll round first but stay put. And C.J. Landrum, the designated hitter here today, will be back up. He struck out once. He got a hit once. So, of course, he is 1 for 2. The right-handed batter, the big man, looking to get some power behind the bat. You never want to be shut out, especially in a San Diego tournament when you flew 2,400 miles out. C.J. Landrum has the opportunity here, and he knows he can do it with the power that he has. Andrew Burley taking the lead from first. The pitch to Landrum, cut on. This one is off the cage behind home plate. There's strike 1. 2 away, 1 out away from an 8-0 victory. At least that's what the pitcher Marquez is thinking. Next offering, the Landrum. That'll catch the lower and outside part of the strike zone. 2 strikes on him. Morse 1 strike away from having the complete game shutout. Marquez, that was his 101st pitch of the game, 102nd. Will be next. The next offering, C.J. Landrum swings through it, and that is strike 3 and the end of the ball game. 102 pitches for Marquez. He'll get the complete game shutout, and his offense behind him also got things done with success. 102 pitches, 64 strikes, 11 strikeouts for Marquez, only giving up 3 hits and a walk through those 7 complete innings. Shaker on the other side, they had Andrew Fogarty in the first 5 innings. He gave up 7 runs on 8 hits, 3 walks as well, but he struck out 3. 2. On the other side, it was Sam Luther pitching one for Shaker. He gave up 2 hits and a run, but he also struck out 1. Shaker Heights will be taking on Durango tomorrow for their final guaranteed game of the tournament. That team, Durango, is from Nevada. Morse beat them 4-2 yesterday. Each of these four teams are playing each other. Shaker Heights, Morse, Francis Parker, who Shaker beat yesterday, and of course Durango, the opponent, tomorrow. We'll tell you all about them when we get there tomorrow. The game time is, I believe, 1 p.m. Pacific. That'll be 4 p.m. Eastern time for all you Shaker Heights fans. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker wasn't able to get the offense clicking. They lose this one by a score of 8-0. But we will be at Otay Ranch tomorrow. We'll see what Shaker can do against this Nevada opponent. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. We will see you tomorrow at Otay Ranch.